Okay, our next speaker, Bill Ellis, is a local author who will have his 5th novel published next month. Over the past 6 years, he has written about 70 guest opinions published on the Times Call opinion page. That's the opinion page, not the TC line. What is a TC line? I quit reading the cartoons now and read the TC line. He promotes writing in local schools and is a supporter and volunteer for Longmont's Community Justice Partnership. His philosophy is to find the good and praise it. Bill and his wife Joan have lived in Longmont for 11 years. They have 6 children and 11 grandchildren. His talk will be, or the title of his talk will be, On Writing. I give you Bill.
Listen, hello. All right. We're going. I met the author, Catherine Ann Porter, in 1960 when she came to my high school to speak to us. And there we go, you can see her. She was 70 at the time. And I asked her if you could write anywhere, and she said, yeah, no, I was sold on wanting to be a writer. Her only novel, Ship of Fools, gained her a $500,000 movie rights check. So that's, the movie was nominated for 8 Academy Awards and won 2. That was her only novel, and it was full of fools. I'll tell you, I can't read it. I started teaching writing in 1976 out of this book, the Plain English Handbook, published by the National Archives and Records Service in Washington. I still teach part of this when I speak to schools because this has become the language of the internet, plain English writing. Joan and I met coaching soccer, and you can see that my cooking won her over. It was a second chance for both of us, and I decided it was a good title for the book. The kids asked for it, but I only had 4 kids in there instead of 6. Joan asked me one day, where are all the women running for president? So I decided to write a book on the first woman president. And the Times Call reported that she had a love affair with her vice president, and that was not true. However, I had her going through the front gate, not the back gate of the White House. And then I started writing these guest opinions in the paper. And I started getting good feedback from the public because I'm the only local author who actually tells you how you can reply. One of these led to my second book, which is A Good Man. I had written an article on domestic abuse. I had so much good feedback from the public that I decided maybe I needed to write a book to tell guys what it was to be a good man. So that was my third book, and it came out pretty well. That's actually the Ellis crest. And there you heard this already. Find the good and praise it. That is from Alex Haley, the author of Roots. We too often criticize first and then praise second. Good. Along the way, I developed a writing guide. When teachers invite me to speak to their classes, I send them this free. It's the electronic version of it. Eventually, it'll be on my website as a free download. It has just about everything I've ever known or said about writing in it. My 4th book was Burning Castle. That'll be auctioned off tonight. I don't know when. But it's really, I served 3 years in the Army right outside of Heidelberg, Germany. Every summer, they burn their castle 3 times to commemorate the 350th anniversary of it not burning. Those Germans. There you go. My hometown, Martinsville, Virginia, was known as a sweatshirt capital of the world. Here you see a famous model. And the 2 textile plants in the town produced 75% of the world's sweatshirts. It was incredible. I worked in one of those mills for 2 summers. And however, the people in Martinsville really called it the armpit of the South. I don't know who that guy is, but he's, you know. Anyway, Martinsville was also famous for furniture and had about 5 furniture factories in town and in the surrounding counties. And Bassett being one of them, which was the largest in the world at the time. This is not their prices, by the way. Disaster hit Martinsville in the 1990s when the furniture factories left and the textile mills closed down, as they almost always do. And it was man-made, not natural, like the one that happened to Manitou Springs. It was a terrible situation, and when all the wheels come off, what do? You go find more tires, or you try something different? I thought that came out pretty good, Don. Thank you. Good. Martinsville had a 23% unemployment rate, which was the highest in the nation. One plant alone, DuPont Nylon plant, closed down and left 4,000 people unemployed. This is in a town of 18,000, so it was a pretty big jolt to the economy. So what do? When all the wheels come off? You do a paradigm shift. And people have asked me, I keep writing about paradigm shifts. We need to change thinking. And this town actually has a number of paradigm shifts going on. It's a great example of what can happen. And it's the number one is the one I volunteer for, is the Longmont Community Justice Partnership, with a 7% recidivism rate for youngsters that go through this, compared to the criminal justice system with a 50% rate, which is incredible. If you can volunteer, do that. So another kind of paradigm shift would be if we were to bring back an actual woman for the presidency. I think that's, you know, maybe I would sell more books that way. I don't know. But notice this is the south side of the White House, and the publisher moved the Washington Monument to the north side. I was very thankful for that and appreciative. So next month, hopefully, paradigm shift. The cover may look like this. It may not. We have an argument going between 2 artists right now. But my son recommended a lot of the natural energy resources suggestions for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bill.